Hi, welcome to the quantity surveying studio. So, in this video, we'll be looking into a checklist for quotations. Being in the construction sector and a quantity surveyor, we'll be getting a lot of quotations. We will be asking for a lot of quotations. So, something that you need to be aware of once you receive quotations. Basically, a checklist that you need to go through to understand if this quotation is having all the required details available so that you could make a comparative. Like there will be a lot of quotations that you'll be getting for a same service or a material, so you can easily do a comparative study but based on this checklist and present it to your higher management and finalize the final quotation. So let's move to the video. What is a quotation? A quotation is a document that a seller provides to a buyer to offer goods or services at a stated price under specified conditions, also known as quotes, sales quotes, or sales quotations. Quotations are used to let a potential buyer know how much goods or service will cost before committing the purchase. So in your daily life also you'll have come across a lot of quotations. Like if you are planning to buy a car, you'll be getting a quotation of that, or you are planning to do some painting in your house, some quotation for that. You'll be collecting a lot of quotations in your daily life. So let's start the different checklist points that you need to understand. First is the scope of work. Make sure the description of the service or product is detailed and matches what you need. So you might be having a specific requirement. When you get that quotation, make sure that the supplier or that service provider understands your requirement. That same level of understanding is there. Sometimes the requirement might be painting of the whole house, but what that service provider might be understanding is might be like okay, painting of just a room. So something like that you need to be aware of. You need to make sure that what your requirement is, what his understanding is, also it's on the same level. That is the scope of work. Next is obviously the pricing. Check if the pricing is clear and included all costs, taxes, and any potential additional charges. So make sure that whatever price has been quoted is including all the legal requirements, all the taxes, and whichever country it is from, there might be some types of different types of taxes, service tax or goods and services tax, or many other things, also some percentage on transportation or some percentage on packing. So make sure that the pricing for that final product or service you is that final. If there are some hidden charges or something like that, make sure that it is specified in the quotation. So based on this requirement, if something like this happens, there might be 1% of additional charge or something like that. There might be some conditions on the pricing, so that also should be made clear. Then the payment terms. So review the payment schedule, including any upfront payments, milestones, and final payments. Look for penalties for late payment. So there might be a requirement that you need to pay in advance of this much, or there might be a requirement that you need to make payment every month during this date. So that payment terms should be made clear of, and any penalties if you're delaying the payments, is there any penalties and you need to pay, all those should be made clear in this quotation. That is the payment terms. Another one is the delivery terms. So ensure the delivery schedule is realistic and meets your timelines. Understand the consequence of any delays. Like again, the quotation should, if it is some material that you're getting the quote for, make sure that the quotation specifies that this will be delivered during this specific date. And if at all delivery is not made, what would be the consequences, or all those should be agreed upon. And if even if it is some service that being provided, that will be started in this date and it will be tried to complete it in this date, 30 days or something like that should be made clear, and it should be specified in the quotation, so that it is that level of understanding is clear that when the works will be completed, when is your plan. You might be having some plan to do complete, get the work done or get that material, so that should be specifically made aware of. Next is validity. How long the quotation is valid for and what happens if the buyer wants to extend it. So you will be getting a quotation for some service or material, and something like it should be specified that this pricing is valid, or this entire quotation, all the conditions is valid only for 2 months. So within that only you need to make your decision. If you are making a decision after that validity time, there might be chances that the price might increase or the conditions might change. That all again should be made clear of, and you will have to decide on finalizing the quotation based on that validity date or time. Next is the warranties and guarantees. Look for warranty periods and what they cover. Understand the process for claims and repairs. So again, for that service or materials, they should specify that it is having this much warranty or guarantees, and how, if at all you want to claim against that warranty, how can you claim that, and how will all those process be done. That should be made clear in that quotations. Next is cancellation and return. So know the terms for cancelling the agreement and returning the products, including any associated costs. So it is straightforward. If you want to cancel this material or agreement or any services, how you can do that, and what would be the cost associated with it, and all those cancellation policies, return policies should be made clear, so that there won't be any confusion or any disputes happening based on this. Changes, what the process is for making changes to the order. So sometimes there might be requirement for some specific model of a material, then again there might be that change of requirement, so you might be going with another model, maybe model number B. So for doing that, what is the procedure for doing that, and if there is any cost associated with changing order. Because sometimes, if you are finalizing a particular model, they might be starting to, if it is some manufacturing, some material that needs manufacturing and in the factory and all, they would have started the process of manufacturing, so there will be a lot of cost incurred on those. So although should if you're suddenly telling no, you don't need that, you need another material, another model, then again there will be a lot of cost related to that. So all those things should be made clear of. That is the changes. Next is confidentiality. So check if there are any confidentiality agreements in place to protect sensitive information. Sometimes some confidentiality clauses might be put forward, so that you should, like as a consumer, you should not be providing this information about that particular service or product to anyone else, maybe their competitors or something like that, because a lot of competition is happening. Same service might be provided by different service providers, and they will be having different tactics, different prices, different discounts, different offers. So all these things should not be told to their competitions, or that information should not be provided outside the particular limit or something like that. So these confidentiality agreement or clauses should be checked if there is anything like that. Then liabilities and indemnities. Understand the extent of liability for both parties and any indemnity clause that might apply. So just to easy way to understand what liability and indemnity is, I have put a example. For example, a gym might use a indemnity clause to state that the gym is not responsible for injuries or death that occurs while using the equipment. So some similar kind of that. So they might put some liabilities and indemnities clauses that this material, once you receive it and once you have opened the seal, if there is any no repair, any damage, you should let them know at the earliest. Once that product is started using, and something happens, it is not their liability. So that kind of indemnity clause is put forward. So that needs to be checked. Governing law and dispute resolution. Ensure the agreement specifies which jurisdictions laws will govern the contract and the process for resolving disputes. So based on which jurisdiction, that wherever the location is happening, the kind of this agreement is happening, there might be some laws requirements. So if at all some disputes happen, all those will be covered you under that jurisdiction's laws. That also needs to be specified. That should be made clear of. So this was the short video on the checklist for quotations. If at all these 11 items or requirements are not put forward in the quotations, you can ask for them. If at all some quotations won't be having all these 11 requirements, you can just ask them if it is applicable. So it is, it can be made clear, these things can be made clear earlier itself. So, okay, so these out of 11 checklist, 7 are there shown in the quotation, 4 are not there. So you can just mail them asking them, these 4 things are not shown in your quotations, are they applicable or not? So they might revise their quotation again, or they might let you know that no, it is not applicable for this kind of service or materials. So hope this short video was informative. Thanks a lot for watching. Please do like this video if you found it to be informative, and please subscribe to Quantity Surveying Studio if you have found this video and the other videos useful. So take care. Bye.